Yeah. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Football IQ. Number one, and how many things can you do? Number two, football IQ, how many things can you do? We are in a season now where everyone's trying to get that offer. Everyone's trying to get that scholarship. We got a couple of weeks till signing day. You got high school coaches shopping their guys, trying to push it. You got college coaches trying to fill out those last commitments and trying to build their roster, save their jobs, all that kind of thing, right? And two things you got to remember in the recruiting business, all right? It's football IQ, and before football IQ, it's how many things can you do, and then it is football IQ. They're like first cousins. You got to make sure you have both of them, all right? One of the things I learned when I played at White Oak, I had a great coach named Coach Jamie Staines, would always tell us, he'd say, yo, watch the pros, watch the NFL. Don't watch it as a fan, but watch it to pick up some gems, to see how you can improve your game, all that kind of stuff. So yesterday I was watching the Dolphins game versus the Niners, Dolphins versus Niners in San Francisco, and I was watching Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel he's listed as a wide receiver. However, let me tell you, that dude was balling out of control, to the point where they put him in the backfield. They gave him a little toss sweep. They threw a little slots. They threw little passes to him. They did whatever they needed to do. They gave him a jet sweep at one point. Listen, whatever they needed to do to get the ball in his hands, they did. And if you are a Miami Dolphins fan listening to this, you should be very encouraged by, even though it was a loss, should be very encouraged about what you saw, because you gotta understand the head coach of the Miami Dolphins was the one that built up the offense in San Francisco. So, just be encouraged by that and things like that. But anyway, when it comes to football IQ, well, first of all, let me just touch on, I already actually just touched on this a little bit, but let me re-emphasize it for you. When it comes to the Deebo Samuel, the amount of things he can do, that's what makes him such a sought-after prospect, all right? So when you get a player who can play running back and then go play some receiver and then do some things in the slot and then do this and then just get the ball into him on a jet sweep, put him in all kinds of situations, there's absolutely no way you can game plan for that. No way you can game plan for that, all right? Now, that's just how many things you can do. Next thing I noticed yesterday when he played, when I was watching the game, is his football IQ is off the charts, B. Listen, his football IQ is fucking incredible. So it was towards the end of the game, and it came time for the Niners to ice the game, and they gave it to him on this toss sweep. And he's running, and you can see that before he goes out of bounds, he tippy toes on the sideline, makes sure he gets the first down, and forces the Dolphins to use their final timeouts and basically eat up the clock. Again, football IQ. You have those two things. When you have those two things, especially if you learn it earlier, the more sought after of a prospect that you're going to be. You got to have the football IQ, and you got to be able to do more than one thing. You got to be able to do multiple things on the field, to the point where the coaches just can't take you out because you're that dynamic of a player. And the opposing coaches cannot game plan for you because there's so many things you can do. They could only hope to sort of contain you and things like that. And when hoping to contain you, the other guys start to step up and things like that. So again, football IQ and the amount of things you can do, and then you will get recruited, all right? If you want to dive deeper into all this stuff, MakeYamove, makeyourmove.com. It's where you can find my podcast. That's where you can find the shop. That's where you can find all the athlete plus LY athlete bundles, the business bundles, everything. The podcast comes out 5 days a week. Make sure you go check that out. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, and if you're listening to this on the Move Swiftly podcast, and you have yet to hit the follow button, make sure you do that as well. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.